First thing to do is actually to get a handle on where you're actually at, what your financial position is. And then actually start reading, see what you're entitled to. For example, a lot of money goes to waste on tax credits, and I think people would be rather surprised actually what level of income still qualifies for tax credits. So go out there, get the information. It's very readily available. The internet's a fantastic source now, and actually over the past few years, the information has got much more easy to understand. When it comes to savings as well, why keep it in? Some people even keep their money in a current account or a very low interest bearing savings account when you've got an ISA allowance there. You know, first thing to do when you're saving money is to put it into tax sheltered wrappers like your pensions and your ISAs. It comes to inheritance tax as well. If you don't make plans, then the money will go to the tax man. And it's very simple to do and not as expensive as you think. But the thing is to go out there and get advice. I think currently in the UK people find money rather boring, and it may be that people in the industry have actually helped that situation by making money sound as if it's very complicated, when actually it's very simple. And we've got so many rules and regulations, so we've now got reams and reams of paperwork, and that really puts people off the planning. And also the money has become very cheap to borrow, or has until very recently. And what we've had is a culture of spending rather than saving. Now, it's difficult to shift the mindset of the public, but I think that is actually starting now because people have realised that they've been too indebted. They're beginning to pay off those credit cards and to start saving. We've also now, unfortunately, people leave things like pension planning too late, but we've now got that generation, the people who were born in the early to mid 60s, they're now on their 40s, and suddenly they're realising we have to start planning for a retirement. So I think we might actually see a shift going forward. But it's very difficult. As I said, I don't think it's not just education. The information is out there. Maybe we just need to raise awareness and also make whatever information out there simpler for people, so that we don't turn them off to money and actually turn them on to it. There's a lot of money that we're basically letting go to waste out there, and by careful, sensible tax planning, what you make sure is that the money is going into your pocket and not into the government's pocket. There probably are too many tax laws in this country, and tax is pretty complicated. If I look back about 10, 15 years, employers, most people in this country are actually employed, but the burden rested on the employer more with taxes, and now individuals are having to take action themselves. We've also got this horrendously complicated system of tax credits, which even someone like me has difficulties with. You can't just sit down there and say this is how much you're entitled to. Fortunately, the Revenue have now developed an easy web tool that actually would help you to identify what your entitlement to tax credits is. And I think this is very, very useful, and I would encourage anyone to actually go on the site to identify whether they have an entitlement or not. If you don't claim it, then you lose it. At the end of the day, we all have to pay taxes. I found that people who work for the Revenue are incredibly friendly and helpful. However, if you're naughty and you don't file your tax returns in time, or if you try to do something that's illegal, then clearly they're not going to be your friend. But if you've got a problem, do phone them up. I found that the people who work there are very, very bright and very, very helpful, and will make filling out any forms much, much easier.